r/ask Reddit by Reddit Finance. What is the smartest marketing tactic you have ever seen? Walk into Lindt outlet store. One of their employees is just walking around with a giant bag of truffles, handing them out like the diabetes fairy. Dang right, I bought some goddamn chocolate. One TV commercial that was surprisingly effective on me was very straightforward. It was for Snickers ice cream. Somebody just chanted Snickers ice cream, Snickers ice cream. I heard it from the other room and thought, Snickers ice cream exists? Cool. I'm sold. Dang, I want Snickers ice cream now. Some good marketing tactics can be seen at supermarkets. Sometimes, the floors are very polished, so they seem to be wet. This makes you subconsciously walk slower. Many supermarkets are built in a left circle. You go in, and you walk anti-clockwise. I don't know the exact reason for that, but our brain is more compatible with that. Mirrors in the fruit and vegetable section make the food look more attractive. Music has a very strong impact on our subconsciousness. You get in the flow to buy more things. That's also why classic music is often played in public places to reduce the traffic. Other tactics big supermarkets use. Pump out bread smells in the morning and rotisserie smells in the evenings. Use smaller tiles on the floor in aisles they want you to take your time in. Small tiles clicking on the trolley make it sound like you're moving too fast, so you automatically slow down. Colorful products or those aimed specifically at children are at a child's eye level. Mummy, can we have the Peppa Pig spaghetti? Because they can see it right there. Moving essential items around every so often so you have to go look for them and therefore spend more time in their shop. Most obvious of all, impulse buy items at the checkout. Specifically sweets and magazines to appeal to children. On my campus, there was a guy running for student senator. He had a few super basic billboards around campus. Later in the race, he ran a smear campaign against himself, putting up massive billboards near his old ones with ridiculous accusations which just made it seem like he was being attacked, and he won by a landslide. The best part? He was running for student senator for the College of Psychology. These guys at my college in a marketing class stood in the quad with a dog to advertise their party. When I was at Burger King a while back I saw you could get 10 nuggets for $1.50 or 20 nuggets for $5. At first I was thinking how I could get 2 10 pieces for $3 instead of 20 pieces for $5. Then I realized that they did that so it would emphasize their $1.50 for 10 nugget deal to encourage people to buy more. So while people think they are fooling Burger King is actually fooling them. The GoPro. It's a hobbyist camera and it produces, by way of its users, its own advertising. When I was a kid the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, CBA, had a program for kids where they'd come around every month and open free bank accounts at the schools. Kids would get $1 or even 20 cents from their parents each month and the bank rep would come in and collect it, putting it in the kids' accounts. They called it the Dollarmite program and had cute cartoon stalagmites as the mascot. Absolutely free service, no account fees, nothing. Marketed as a way to help kids learn about banking and how to save. The no fees thing lasted as long as you were a student, including university. Once you turned 18 you even got a free credit card with a $500 limit. Nice and low so you don't go into big debt, but really convenient to have. Also no fees or charges, with a really low interest rate. But it was the ultimate long con. When those kids got older and got jobs. Well look, you already have a bank account. Time for a mortgage? First stop is the place you've banked with for your whole life. Absolutely brilliant tactic. About 80% of people my age that I know are with CBA for everything and it all started with a kid's account we put 50 cents a month into. Alka-Seltzer, basically the writer of the famous Plop Plop Fizz Fizz, said he could get sales doubled for them. Although the packaging only saying one was required, people took to each time thanks to the Plop Plop Fizz Fizz jingle, and thus twice as much was sold. Plop Plop Fizz Fizz, oh what a relief it is. I'm a little late to the party, but I really hope this doesn't get buried. In 2008 in Canada, Shreddies came out with Diamond Shreddies. Yes, this is a real campaign, and resulted in a significant rise in sales. Literally all they did was tilt their product 45 degrees. Don't believe me? See for yourself. trumpeting about a product being fat-free when it's nearly pure sugar. I don't recall the specific advertising name for this practice, but it goes like this. Say I want to buy burger patties in a supermarket. All the products are pretty similar, but then one product has the words 100% free of offal. None of the others do. Immediately I start to question the quality of the others. I have no idea how prevalent offal is in a burger. Is it a common substitute practice? Or is it almost never encountered because of the production process? Who knows? But the point is, I'm now doubting the other products and slowly thinking that they may have some defect because they don't carry this guarantee. My girlfriend has a similar insistence on buying only shampoo brands that advertise as no sulfides. But truth be told, we have no idea how meaningful this distinction is. It could be the equivalent of that facetious car repair place that had a sign proclaiming that its replacement tires were gluten-free. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. What does that even do? This was a real commercial for a real product. It made millions and millions of dollars. It's literally just a stick of wax. It does nothing for headaches. But the implication is that it helps headaches, so tons of people bought it. Since it makes no actual medical claims, aside from being available without a prescription and having an active ingredient, it was subject to no regulations etc. and was allowed to continue being sold despite having no use. They went on to sell Head On Extra Strength and Head On Migraine. They had spin-off products too. When I was 18, Gillette sent me an unsolicited congratulations on becoming a man package. In it was a brand new Mach 3 razor with a couple of blades, some shaving cream, and a few other things that I don't remember. As silly as it seemed, it was actually a really awesome surprise. I'd been using crappy disposable razors for a while at that point and hadn't even realized how nice a good razor would be. This was 15 years ago, and I still only use that razor. They got me buying replacement blades for 15 years due to that promo. Plus I remember the experience regularly. I really hope that the person who came up with that tactic got a raise and a promotion. Toothpaste commercials that show people filling the brush head with toothpaste. Now most people think you have to use that much toothpaste when you don't actually need much at all. Any effing t-shirt with the name of the company that made the t-shirt on the t-shirt. The end consumer pays the company to advertise for the company. There are two things I can think of. 1. Selling credit cards at stores like Macy's and Kohl's. I purchased a credit card at Kohl's and now keep getting 20 to 30% off on total purchase. This is so tempting. I keep going there again and again. I agree that at some point I do get cheap clothes, but they got me hooked for so many years. Also after spending $50 you receive $10 in Kohl's cash, where you have to come back to spend that, and end up spending more than that. What a genius. 2. Having a punch card at specific stores for coffee purchases. It tempts you into buy more than you would normally buy. If you vacation in Mexico, some areas have jewelry stores that offer free shots of tequila to anyone who comes in. You don't even have to make a purchase, and it's not a one per person thing. Needless to say, it's pretty easy to sell expensive jewelry to drunk tourists. Avis, we try harder. At the time, early 1990s, Hertz was the US market leader in rental cars. Avis started a campaign that claimed that, because they were in second place, they tried harder to provide better service than Hertz. However, the brilliant part of the campaign was that Avis was actually not clearly in second place. There were several other companies competing for that position. Avis made it seem like there were only two companies competing, the complacent Hertz and the hard-working Avis. I personally love Miller's 1-second Super Bowl ad. Seeing 30-second spots were super expensive. They just took 1 second and ran a bunch of spots with their spokesman quickly blurting out like 2 words. It is so jolting and different that it gets people's attention and accomplishes the goal of the ad, making people more aware of Miller. People then go look it up and check to see that they did indeed see a 1-second commercial. It was a great campaign idea. Betting companies offering money back specials results in more people depositing money into their accounts, and if they end up getting their money back they will just rebet until they lose, as it is free money in their eyes. Washington Irving, author of Rip Van Winkle, created one of the first viral marketing campaigns in order to gain interest in his writings. Prior to its publication, Irving started a hoax akin to today's viral marketing campaigns. He placed a series of missing person adverts in New York newspapers seeking information on Dietrich Knickerbocker, a crusty Dutch historian who had allegedly gone missing from his hotel in New York City. As part of the ruse, Irving placed a notice allegedly from the hotel's proprietor informing readers that if Mr. Knickerbocker failed to return to the hotel to pay his bill, he would publish a manuscript Knickerbocker had left behind. Unsuspecting readers followed the story of Knickerbocker and his manuscript with interest, and some New York City officials were concerned enough about the missing historian that they considered offering a reward for his safe return. Riding the wave of public interest he had created with his hoax, Irving, adopting the pseudonym of his Dutch historian, published A History of New York on December 6, 1809, to immediate critical and popular success. "It took with the public," Irving remarked, "and gave me celebrity, as an original work was something remarkable and uncommon in America." Today, the surname of Dietrich Knickerbocker, the fictional narrator of this and other Irving works, has become a nickname for Manhattan residents in general. When new houses were built near my college, there was a billboard saying, "If you lived here you would be home by now." Always used to annoy me when it was raining, like dang, I wish I lived there. I would be home by now. I once saw a sign that said, "In 10 years you will still remember this ad," or something along those lines. I was immediately pissed, because I knew it was right. I have 5.5 months to forget and prove it wrong. Don't know what the ad was selling though, so maybe it wasn't the best.